Hi there, I'm Matt from Brigantes. And what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about load carriage. And it's something that if you are a person that's involved within the military, you will have had to have that pain in your shoulders, a pain in your hips, in your back, you know, bending over, trying to release that or that experience. You live on your feet, and everything you carry on your back is what you need to survive. So super important that the products and the companies that we work with to help manage that are thinking about it in the best way and delivering the best results for you, the user. Okay, so the company that we work with predominantly for the load carriage solutions, and we do work with quite a few, is a company called Snigel. Now, they were established in 1990 by a Scandinavian or a Swedish ranger, airborne ranger, who got really interested in the load carriage side of it, and then he went and did some studying, some work on the engineering elements of it, and how moving weight around and the biomechanics all work together to try and give you the most comfortable carry, the most supportive carry, whether you're moving slow within a heavy environment or whether you're trying to move fast through a doorway and having a direct effect. Now, I can't show you all the things that they do at this moment in time, but what I've got is a couple of key products that highlight how they work and what they do. So what we'll do is we'll start off with looking at a plate carrier here called the Squeeze plate carrier. A really nice piece of kit. And what's interesting about a lot of Snigel products is when you look at the fabrics, they haven't, the really heavy fabrics, they've balanced it. And what I mean by that is, if you look here, you're at a 500 or 600 denier fabric rather than the 1,000 denier everywhere. 1,000 is overkill. It's yes, great abrasion resistance, but it's very heavy and it causes some other issues. So appropriate fabrics in the appropriate place to get the right balance here. And you can see how I've set this one up here, and it's just sort of a generalist setup with a commander's pouch, 3 magazine pouches. You can see I've clipped on a silver head torch there, which works beautifully. On the side, you can see there are a couple of utility pouches, so a standard one which could be grenades or anything else you need to put in, and then bits and bobs for your silooms or whatever you need to do. On the other side, I've put they do a really nice sort of collapsible magazine pouch, and then a large utility pouch for med kit. Putting it on and off is really interesting. So it doesn't use the standard Velcro panel where you lift it up and you've got all this Velcro, a lot of noise, and if it gets dirty, then you start to lose your ability to stick, particularly when you're in some messy environments. So all it is, it's a really simple zip system that you put in, just pull down. Now that has two effects. One, really simple to put on, really snug, and then also if you want to take it off, it's really quick and really simple from there. And you can see how it sits just perfectly on my body, really nice close fit without pressing too hard. So it's elasticated at the back, and it sits comfortably here at the top of my clavicle notch, which is exactly where you want it to be. And I think that those principles of trying to get it so it's just on point, it's not too much, not too little, is very representative of what Snigel do and how they think. Now, of course, it's not just about plate carriers and smaller pouches and stuff like that. We talked about the fact that they were engineers. They want to deal with heavier loads, and a good example of this is this larger backpack. So they do it in two sizes basically, a 90 litre and a 110 litre pack. Again, it's using the same balance of fabrics, and they draw a lot of inspiration from what you would see from the outdoor community. I think it's fair to say that the Swedes, I think very much like the Canadians, spend a lot of time in the outdoors, and they're out in the woods. They've got a great connection with the outdoor world, so they're there wanting to be able to sustain themselves and be you know, autonomous and go out and be self-sufficient. And this certainly does help you do that. If we look at the important part, and we talked about the engineering side of it, and look at the back system, when you talk about shoulder straps, it's not necessarily about large chunky shoulder straps. Here very much its quality is far better than quantity, so you don't get those pressure points coming in and damaging your nerves. And when you look at the hip belt, again, understanding how the body works and therefore using articulated hip belts that allows you to carry the load but doesn't cause it to rub and cause issues from there. Other really interesting little things which are just been really nicely thought through. You know, when you stop, you put your rucksack down and you're either sitting on the back or the front, and you'll want to get into your side pouches. So here you can see there's a nice long zip there that can access all the kit in, but it's not just on this side, it's also on the front as well. So irrespective of which way you lay it, you can always access the kit that you need. Other features are a numerous number of pockets on the lid and a completely removable lid, so you can strip this right down. So a very functional item, and they say it's a really lovely balanced product. Now this is already in service with a variety of different countries, including the UK, but only in small numbers. What it's also doing at this precise moment in time is it's forming the basis of a development project with the Marines to look at their load carriage, which is really super exciting, and actually a really good example of where Snigel can use their ability to adapt and engineer and come up with precisely the product that the customer needs and wants to use.